Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So this video is part 2 of making figures with Pandas data frame in our machine learning course. So in the previous video was obviously part 1 where we learned how to make different figures, charts, graphs and visualizations using the Pandas library and also Matplotlib, the main library that we're focusing on. So as I told you, today is part 2. So without wasting any time, let's start. So here we are. So this is part 2. Well, not part 2. This is where we left off last time. So we left off last time where we used the bins variable. So this is where we learned the bins variable. So basically this bins parameter actually just this bins parameter actually just changes. Maybe you can say as how thin it is or something like that. So we could change the bins to 100 and it would look ridiculously thin. Okay, that's ridiculous. So we're just going to change it to 10 and that should be fine. So we are going to be using a different data set. So I have this dataset called heartdisease.csv and it's got about 300 lines. No, 304 lines. So we're going to be using that. We're going to import it into here using pandas and yeah, we're going to be using it. Okay, so don't worry if you do not understand what any of the columns in the heart disease thing means. So yeah, you don't need to really know. We're just using it for learning purposes. So here I am going to write try on another data set. Okay, so because we're going to be trying on another data set. So we do this thing as usual, what we want to do. So we're going to say heart disease. So this, don't worry, it's not really heart disease. It's just to like it's just like cholesterol levels and stuff. You don't really need to know about them. It's just like for learning purposes, as I said before. So we're going to say pd dot read csv. Okay, so mine is called heart disease dot csv. And then once we've done that, we obviously want to view it. So I'm not going to view the whole thing. I'm just going to view the first 5. So we say heart disease dot head, and then we should get it. There we go. So that's the first 5. So don't worry if you don't understand. It's fine. So we are going to create a histogram of the age over here, the age section over here. So I'm going to say heart disease. Heart disease dot. Actually, we have to index the age column first. So heart disease age dot plot and dot hist. Okay, so I'm going to be using the bins variable again, but for now we're just going to check it out. There we go. So we can see that over there. So let's add a bins variable. Bins is equal to 20. That's still quite consistent. We've still got that sort of normal distribution going on there. Let's try increase it. Let's put it to 50. Okay, so that is still consistent. You can still see the normal distribution there. Let's check out 100. So that is amazing. You can this consistency will probably go on for a lot. I'm just going to try an experiment now. So yeah, you can still see that it's just going on and on and on. The consistency is just staying there. Unless maybe I go to like 1000. It's going to take ages. See, you can still see that consistency. That's amazing, actually. That is actually really amazing. So I'm going to leave it to let's just change it to 50 because I kind of liked the 50 because it was quite consistent there. So that's pretty good. Now that we have done that, played around with it, we're going to add subplots like we did over, let me just find it, like we did over here. We're going to add the subplots, but they're going to be only going down, okay? And we're going to do it a different way too. So I'm going to say, if I just go there, so I'm going to say heart disease dot plot.hist. So that's another good thing about .plot.hist. You can have parameters in it, but if you other than just having to put in like what type you want. So I'm going to say fig size is equal to, so this is the size of the figure, 10 by 30. So actually, let's just experiment with 5 by 5 first. Let's just experiment that. And the way we get subplots is very easy too. We just say subplots is equal to true, and that should create subplots for us. That says 5.555 by 5. So I'm going to run that now, and again, it's saying invalid syntax. Heart disease dot plot dot hist fig size is equal to 5 by 5. Oh, that's because we put a colon. Silly me. There we go. So it's going to take quite a lot of time because there is a lot of data in this data set. And oh my, so you can see that looks very, very messy there. So yeah, let's change it now. So I'm going to change it by 10 by 30. I could have done that before, but I just wanted you guys to see. So again, it's going to take even longer probably, but it won't take too long. Jupyter's not always doesn't take that long. So there you can see it's a bit neater, but I don't like this way. It doesn't look that good. It's just, it's everything is just going on the same. It doesn't look really pretty to look at. So we could create something pretty. Okay, we could create something like that soon. Okay. Very soon we're gonna create something like that, okay? So yeah, this is what we are going to actually create. Let me just show you. So it will look a lot like this, okay? We're actually gonna create exactly the same. So we're gonna create that soon, but not now. So if you can see that, this doesn't look too pretty. It doesn't look very nice, to be honest. It doesn't look too good, so we're going to be spicing it up a bit sooner or later, okay? So don't worry about that. So you can see that this heart, we're using just the pyplot method. We're not using the matplotlib object-oriented method, okay? So if you want to create advanced plots just like this, then you will need to use the Matplotlib object-oriented method. It's not going to work out if you use the pyplot method. So that's what we're going to focus on right now. So yeah, let's do that because we have to soon do that. So here I'm going to write a bit of text. So I'm going to say which method should you use. So which method should we use? So in brackets here I am going to write pyplot or matplotlib method. Okay, so O is basically object-oriented method. Yeah, so object-oriented. So here are a few tips to remember, remember which ones you should use. So when plotting something quickly, just in a rush to visualize something, then it is actually okay to use the pyplot method. Okay, so okay to use pyplot method because you won't really need something efficient if you're just doing it very quickly to visualize something. But then, let me just put a place. Well, so but then, when you are plotting something more advanced, okay, so like you saw before, so when you're plotting more advanced, you should use the OO method. Okay, that is the best one to use. I recommend that. So again, we're just going to view our heart disease.head just to see. There we go. So we are going to create a little section over here. So we're going to create a little section of this. Okay? So when we did that in the Pandas data frame section, like in the Pandas data frame videos, set of videos there. But I'm going to show you again. So I'm going to say over 50. So I'm going to create a group of over 50 people is equal to heart disease, and then heart disease, and then heart disease dot age. So actually we need to index to age. Let me just do that quickly. So heart disease age, and then we say is greater than 50. So now we can grab out all the values, all the age bits that are greater than 50. It'll give you all of those columns. So I'm going to say over 50. Let's actually view just over 50. And you can see it's still got 208 rows, but that's pretty fine. So over 50 dot head, just to save us a little space. There we go. So we are going to look at the pyplot. Let me actually write that in bold. So we're going to be looking at the pyplot method first. Okay, so when we're trying to do advanced plots with pyplot method, I'm going to show you what's going to kind of look like. Well, not advanced, but let's say medium. So I'm going to say over 50 dot plot. So this is the pyplot method. So I'm going to say kind is equal to scatter. And then I'm going to say for the x-axis, what do I want to write on the x-axis? I'm going to write age. And then we can also, what we can do is for the y-axis, we can take the cholesterol level. Okay, so that's this over here, cholesterol. And then we can also put in a color. So actually that's kind of compulsory. Well, not compulsory all the time, but we're going to put in the color anyway. So color is equal to sex. Okay, so basically, since sex is either one, it's a number, we can put that in. And then last one, we can put the fig size is equal to 10 by 6 to make it a little bigger. And then we'll put the semicolon at the end. And there we go. You can see it, but you can't really see the white dots, can you? You can only see black. So the reason I put color as equal to sex is because the largest could be 1 or the smallest can be 0. So the dots are either black or white. So so now what we can do is we're going to look at another method. So we're not going to look at the object-oriented method, but we're going to look at the OO method mixed with pyplot method. Okay, so this is going to be This is going to be a little bit better, but it's going to have a few disadvantages as well. So I'm going to say fig ax. So remember, this is how we do it. Is equal to plt dot subplots. And then I'm going to put in a fig size. So I'm going to put in fig size is equal to, again, 10 by 6. And then I'm going to say over 50 dot plot. So using both object oriented and pyplot method. So here I'm going to say kind is equal to scatter. And then I'm going to, kind is equal to scatter. X is equal to age. Whoa. X is equal to age. The Y is equal to, let me put space there. Y is equal to, again, I'm going to put the cholesterol levels. And then again, I'm going to put a color. So C is equal to 6. And then, yeah, that's fine. So we're going to put the semicolon at the end there. And now you can see we have an empty figure and then our tiny plot under there. So what we need to do is we need to say ax is equal to ax. So we know that we don't plot the wrong thing. So we've got that now. So you can see there is a lot of extra space over here. So one way we could cut that off is by saying ax.set set x lim. So we could set the x limit. So we can set the x limit if to a range of 45 to 100. And we could run that now. And you can see that everything is bunched together. That does not look very nice. So we are going to comment that out by pressing Ctrl/ if you want. So now that we have seen that, we can see that it still doesn't work. So we can try using the object-oriented method from scratch. Okay. So here I'm going to write method from scratch. Okay, yeah, there you go. So what does that look like? So here at the top I'm gonna write method from scratch. So since this is just the method, we're gonna say fig ax is equal to plt dot subplots. So we're gonna put a fig size. So fig size is equal to 10 by 6. So we've set the fig size now. So next we want to do plot the data. Okay, so we plot the data now. And then I'm going to say scatter is equal to ax.scatter. So because so I'm gonna put that in a variable. So I'm gonna say x is equal to. So what do I want the x-axis to equal to? So we need to say over 50, and then we need to index to age, and then for the y, so y is equal to over 50 cholesterol. And so yeah, y is equal to over 50 cholesterol, and c is equal to over 50 sex. Okay, So remember, this is the OO method from scratch. So then what we need to do is we need to customize the plot. So we're working through the Matplotlib workflow here. So how do we do that? We say ax.set to customize. So I'm going to say title. Title is equal to heart disease and cholesterol levels. Okay, so that is my heading. And then for the X label, my X label is age, and my Y label is cholesterol. Okay, so let me just put that in a string as well. So cholesterol, and let's check it out now. Ooh, subplots. Okay, subplots. So you can see, we can see that right there. So one thing we might want to do is to make our picture at this plot over here look a little bit more like look a little bit more like this plot. So we're going to be adding this horizontal line and maybe this legend. Okay, so yeah, we can try add that now. So yeah, well, let's add that. Okay, so again, let me just go to here. There we go. So again, that is very, very easy. So, well, it's not very, very easy. It might take some time to understand, but still. So, so first we are going to add a legend. Okay, so we can do that by saying ax.legend, and then what we're going to say, every element in scatter.legend elements, and then we're going to put the title of our legend. So title is equal to sex. So that might look very, very confusing now, because what we can do is we can basically, what this means is it's going to, because this legend elements comes as a list, so we're going to explode or take all the elements out of that list and put it on the legend. So let's check it out. So there we go. We can see that now we have our legend up here. There's one thing missing. We are going to add that horizontal line. Okay, so we need to, let's actually search that up. So how to add horizontal line to Matplotlib plot. So matplotlib.axes.axes.axline. So yeah, so basically so we need to put in, so here are the arguments. So there is line style. So there's line style. So this basically means what sort of line style you want. There's line width, Zorda, Y data, X data, and you can click on any of these. But the only one we're actually using is line style and what we want to plot as the data on the line. Okay, so this is actually very easy. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna say add a horizontal line. Okay. So how do we do this? So we say ax.axh line or axis horizontal line. So we're going to say over 50. We're going to plot the cholesterol levels. Dot mean. So this horizontal line is going to represent the average value. Okay. So we actually have to put this dot mean on the end over here, not inside. So dot mean. And then the second is the line style, as I told you before. Okay. Whoops. So the lines, how do you do the line style? So you need to say line style is equal to. So I'm going to put a dashed line. If you put one dash, that's going to mean straight completely. So I'm going to put a dashed line. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to has no okay, so I need to put the E properly, and then we put that. There we go. So we have done that now. We have created a very nice plot here. So basically, if we want to make a plot very similar to this plot over here, then you should then we need to learn how to style it into this sort of style. Okay, so we can actually do that, but I'm going to do that in the next video just to keep everything a bit better so it's not too mixed up. So we're going to do that in the next video, and then after that we're going to be working on our project. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you do like this video, please like and subscribe. It would help a lot. If you have any comments, please put them in the comment section below, and if you have any questions, please put them there too. I'll be happy to answer them, so please don't be afraid to ask. And yeah, I guess that is the end of this video.